Hi, welcome back to Art by Brooke. I'm actually really excited for today's video. Well, when am I not? Because a company called GenCrafts reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in doing an honest review video of their pre-mixed paint pouring sets. As many of you know, I'm always excited to try new products and new techniques, so I was very happy to say yes. I am super excited because they actually sent me all 3 of their sets, at least the ones that I think they have out now. So depending on how I like it, I may end up doing more videos. The first of the 3 sets is their larger one, and it is a set of 24 paints. Sorry for the glare. This set includes 2 white, 2 black, and 20 other colors. You can see the variety here. The next kit has 12 paints, and it is a neon set. This set comes with white and 11 other colors. And last, but definitely not least, the metallic set. This one comes with white and 11 metallic colors. You can see the range here. Each paint in all 3 of the sets is 2 fluid ounces and comes pre-mixed with a pouring medium, so you don't actually have to mix it with anything. You just get the set and you pour it on a canvas, or any other surface you choose to paint on. If you've been to my channel before, you probably know I love doing geode paint pours. And I have done geode paint pours using many different materials, including dollar store paints. I figured since GenCrafts sent me regular colors and metallics, I thought this was a great way to try out the paint mixture and see how I liked it. So I've seen that they've also sent paint to some other people in the paint pouring community, and I tried really hard not to watch any other review videos because I wanted it to be kind of an honest opinion. So I'll let you know how I feel as we go through the video and kind of give you my thoughts. So if you purchase the paint on their site, their set of 24 paints, which is just called their acrylic pouring set, is listed as $60. It ends up being $2.50 a bottle. Also on their website, both of the 12 sets, so the neons and the metallics, are listed as $35, which ends up being about $2.92 per bottle. As I'm filming this video, all of their sets are currently on sale on their website, so in case that sale is still going when I post this video, I will include that price breakdown as well. The set of 24 colors is currently listed on sale as $24.97, which ends up being $1.04 a bottle. The metallic set is also on sale for $24.97, and that ends up being $2.08 per bottle. The neons are listed as $23.97 on sale, and that rounds up to about $2 per bottle. So I don't usually show you the dried paint pour in the same video, but because this is a review video, I am going to do that, so stay until the end to get a look at what it looks like dry. Alright, so I can't wait to try this paint, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, let's go ahead and break into these boxes and see what's in here. They all came plastic wrapped around the box. So this is just kind of a side note, but if you ever get anything like this that has plastic on it, I actually like to save this, because then if I mix up my own paint and I have the paint in a cup, I like to take some of this plastic and put paint around the rim of the cup and then lay the plastic over it. So this is handy, otherwise you can just get rid of it. That was a little tough to open. Wow. I love seeing brand new paint in a box like this. This is really fun. So let's take a look at the white and the black. And like I said before, these are 2 ounces each, designed in the USA. And I had to look that up just now. I believe that stands for People's Republic of China, at least just from a very quick Google search. In my email with GenCrafts, I asked their representative, Brianna, where they are located, and she said they are located in Bakersfield, California. And they ship all over the US. And let's see if they have the little foil on top. Okay, so they do. So once I have all these boxes open and I have my colors picked, I will go ahead and just take these all off. And let's look at this top. Okay, so it's got the hole there, which of course you could choose to pour out of this or just out of this. This might be easier, but if you're doing small designs, you can use this part. Here are two of the metallic colors. Now, I believe the white is just a titanium white. Actually, I just pulled it up and it actually looks like it might be a metallic titanium white, which is kind of fun. I wasn't expecting that. Ooh, look at these. My sister is going to be very excited about these colors. These are some of her favorite colors. So pretty. I'm really excited about these. I wonder if they react under blacklight. I'll have to test that out. I've done some other blacklight pours. I have a couple of blacklight bulbs that I can put in my lamp. So that might be coming up on the channel. Keep an eye out for that. Okay, now we have all the boxes open. I am glad that each kit comes with a white, but I do want to mention, and this kit comes with two, it's double the size. I do want to mention that I believe that won't be enough white for what I usually do. I probably use at least 4 times the amount of white compared to my other colors when I'm doing a paint pour, because I often do white as like the background color or the accent color in any pour. So I think something that would be really cool, and it doesn't look like they have it on their site right now, but maybe they're thinking about coming out with it, is if GenCrafts had the option to purchase a pre-mixed white all by itself, because then you could get one of these kits and then also purchase a white on the side. There's also the possibility of mixing your own white at home if you want to just use some of their colors. So I'm not quite sure yet what colors I want to do in my geode. I have kind of an idea. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some out. I don't think I'm going to use anything from the neons right now. I want to save those for their own pour. But I'm going to use a combination of metallics and their just original colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick those right now. So something I found while I was picking my colors is that it doesn't seem like they label differently between the two sets. So if you're someone who wants to know which ones are metallic and which ones are not, I would recommend, if you get more than one set, to go ahead and label. So maybe metallic ones you could put an M on top or on the bottom, just so you can keep them separate. Because yeah, once you hold it up to the light, you can kind of see the metallic sheen, but it's a little tricky. You could also take a little dot of the paint and put it right on the top, so then you can see the color. All right, I'm going to take a minute to set up my space with my canvas, take all the foil off of the paints, and then we can get to pouring. I am using an Artist Loft gallery wrapped canvas, Artist Level 2, in an 8x8 inch size. I like this one because of the rounded sides for geodes. It tends to make them just look a little bit better. I don't always do these, but I figured I'd try to give the paint the best possible chance to do what I usually like paint to do. Alrighty, that took a little longer than I expected. Some of the foils come off really easily from the paints, and some of them were really tricky, so I had to pop out my X-Acto knife. But now that they're all done, I've given them all a good shake, because it does say on the bottle, shake well before using. The colors I'm using will be listed in the description down below, but also just so that you can see, these are the ones from the original kit. I'm using black, white, cadmium red, and burnt umber. And then from the metallics, I'm using copper gold, gold, red lava, ice silver, iron pearl, and titanium white. Whenever I do a geode pour, I like to prepare a small dirty cup for a couple of the layers. So I'm going to go ahead and put some colors in there and set it to the side. Okay, that's not very much, but I think that it'll be plenty for this canvas. So my first step is to take the regular white and do a background layer. This is important so that the rings can spread across the canvas. Unfortunately, this right there used up a lot of my weight already, and I'm trying to be kind of stingy with it. I didn't gesso my canvas first because I usually don't. Now, in future paintings I may if it seems like it's a problem, but I'm trying to go with what I usually do for these types of paintings. Yeah, I really wish they gave more white or allowed for the option of ordering a large pre-mixed white on the side, because I hate worrying so much about conserving my white. I feel like I'm already almost out of this one. I mean, I may have about half of it left, but I feel like I'm running out pretty quickly, and this is on the first canvas. I'm going to go ahead and start layering my colors in, and I have to move pretty quickly so that the paint doesn't start drying, so I'm just going to speed through this part. Okay, this paint is moving a lot quicker than I'm used to, so I need to go ahead and start tilting right away. This is super pretty. I need to add more white up here and a little bit of red down here. I didn't quite cover the corner. Also, this corner might need a little help, so I'm going to do that and then we'll talk. Okay, so this mostly acted like the paint that I usually use for geodes, other than the fact that I was being really stingy with the white, so unfortunately it didn't flow quite the way I wanted it to. As it is, I actually used almost the whole bottle. I probably only have 1/8 of it left at this point, so that's already almost half the white that came in my box. You may have seen that I had to cover up here a little bit as I leaned over to try to get that white to go over the edge. I accidentally touched this. I was super annoyed, but I was able to pour a little bit more paint on there and I think it'll look okay. I love these colors. I'm going to let this sit for just a little while. Usually I don't have to let geodes sit quite as long because I'm not expecting to get very many cells, if any. So I'll let it sit maybe 5 minutes and then we'll take a closer look. So it's been sitting for a little while, but I just realized there are some bubbles in the white, so I'm going to use my torch and get some of those bubbles out. I'm not really trying to get cells, but I'll probably run it across the whole thing just to make sure that we don't have any little bubbles getting in the way. All right, this is so pretty. It's super, super shiny, so let's take a little closer of a look. See all this metallic in here. So pretty. Come up to all this. I really made an effort to do a lot smaller of layers for this one because the last couple geodes I did, the layers were not, I think I poured too much in the layers. So there were too many bigger open spaces, and I really love this like super small, super thin line effect. See down here, this is super cool. Look down in here. I love that kind of silver color. Really bright. And this is really cool. This is from that dirty cup, and it just has such a neat texture. So far, the mixture of paint really seems to be similar to what I would mix my own to, so I like that. I think my biggest complaint is just the fact that there's not enough white. Of course, I want to see how it dries and see what it looks like then, so we'll have that at the end of this video. But so far, I really do like these colors. So I did calculate the cost of my own supplies when I mix my own paint, and I kind of estimated the price if I were using Liquitex pouring medium. And the cost per ounce or per 2 ounces for these sets ends up falling right in the middle. So personally, my own mixture using Floetrol and using craft paints or Artist Left Flow acrylic or even Liquitex Basics paint ends up being between $1 and $1.50, I would say, for about a 2 ounce amount. So if you remember by my calculations, at full cost, this paint would be around $2.50 a bottle. So that is definitely higher than my cost mixing it at home. But then if you consider Liquitex pouring medium, that cost for the same amount, the 2 ounce bottle, would be up around $2.94, sometimes a little bit more. So I guess depending on how this dries, we'll see if it seems to be a good price point. I do like that it's not exorbitantly high, like it's not higher than Liquitex pouring medium. And I am trying to keep in mind that the nice thing about this set is that you don't have to spend any time mixing paints. That does take a lot of time and energy. Plus, if you're not quite sure how you like to mix your paint, this would be a good place to start. So now I'll let this dry for a day or two, and then I will film the dry painting to kind of show you what it looks like then. So far, I do like the coverage and the fact that the colors seem to be holding up really well. They're not kind of melding into each other or too liquidy for this technique. So this is a little interlude. This is a couple of hours after I poured this, and first off, the edges are starting to dry, and oh my gosh, it's very hard to show you here because I don't have my light set up, but it is super shiny. I can't wait till the top is dry and then we can kind of see how that looks. But the reason I turned the camera on to talk to you is that it seems like it's not self-leveling very well. Let's see if I can show you this without blocking the light. You see here, the white is not leveling out very well, and it's been like this since I poured it. So I'm a little nervous about that part. Again, that probably could have been avoided if I had been able to use more white, but even if there wasn't quite enough white, it should still have self-leveled. It just may not have been as thick as I had wanted. That's my only concern so far, and you know, it's still wet, still working on drying, so maybe it will. The next clip you'll see should be this all the way dry. So it has been 2 days since I did this paint pour. I don't think it's fully done drying, but it is dry to the touch. So I wanted to show you this because, oh my gosh, look at this shine. This is probably the most beautiful metallic I've seen in quite a while. I really love this. And it's really cool because the metallic is a little bit more matte. Okay, so it doesn't look matte here, but it's a little more matte than the non-metallic paints. So if you see here, let's see, you can see how much shinier this is. It's kind of hard to catch it on camera. And also the white is not metallic. So cool. And there's interesting almost depth in the metallics. It makes it look like there's like texture there, but there's not. So I'm not quite sure how that happens, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It catches the light so nicely. Something that I noticed is the white is incredibly sticky, and it's sticky down here, even in places where everything else is very dry and not sticky. And I did try to feel the red to see maybe it's the non-metallics, and it's a little stickier than the metallic, but not nearly as sticky as up here. So maybe this needs a little bit more time to dry, and as I do other paint pours with these paints, I'll kind of try to test that. Something else that I mentioned in the clip before, I thought it looked like it wasn't self-leveling, and it didn't seem to fully self-level, which is a little bit disappointing. There was enough paint here for it to self-level, and it didn't. So, a little frustrating, Just something to keep in mind if you're pouring with these. Also, and this just happens depending on the pouring medium. I'm just not used to a pouring medium that holds bubbles, but I got a lot of little tiny bubbles. Let's see if you can see them. Focus on it. Yeah, there you go. You can see little tiny bubbles that I noticed in the paint after it had started to dry had not popped, and unfortunately they don't seem to pop on their own. When I use Floetrol, you don't have to worry about that. They will just pop on their own and it won't stay in like this. But I do believe some of the other mediums do that as well. So I just have to make sure that using this kind of paint, I'm really careful with my torch and make sure I get all the bubbles. I think there are a couple in here as well, maybe in through here. But overall, it's definitely not a deal breaker, and I think it's so pretty. I definitely probably would purchase the metallics again, and I do plan to do some more paint pours with this paint just to kind of do some more tests with some of my other favorite techniques. I wanted to thank GenCrafts for sending me these paints for free. If you're interested in these paints, I will leave links in the description for all 3 of the sets that I was sent, and you can check them out for yourself. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about these paints? Have you used them yourself? And if so, what techniques have you enjoyed? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click the bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.